in this video. Razlan Razali reckons signing Valentino Rossi was a huge mistake. Riding the M1 still far from instinctive for Andrea Dovizioso. And Joan Mir goes from certainly leaving to surely staying in 2 weeks. My name is Sankalp and this is your Racing News Fix. The owner of the newest MotoGP team, RNF Racing, Razlan Razali, has opened up about the sequence of events from signing Valentino Rossi last year to folding of Petronas SRT and the formation of RNF Racing team, and also pointed out 2 big mistakes he made in these last 2 years. Petronas has been the main sponsor of the Malaysian team for a lot of years, and when it came to renewing the contract for 2022 and beyond, Sepang International Circuit CEO and SRT team boss Razlan Razali assumed that it was just a formality. But he was shocked when Petronas offered considerably less money in their initial offer in June 2021. Razali wanted to negotiate for more and rejected the offer. But to his surprise, Petronas never made a counter offer and instead pulled away altogether. That was mistake number 2. Razali said, "If I could turn back the clock, I would have decided in June to accept Petronas' first contract offer. But I wanted to negotiate more money." What happened after that behind the scenes is almost like a movie. In August, at the Silverstone GP, Razali announced that he would create a new team together with Johan Stigefeld. But within weeks, problems arose between the two. Razali recalls, "We decided to go our separate ways. I do not want to comment on the exact motives and details. For me, the problems between Johan and me are a private matter." Actually, since 2015, Razali's SRT has been working with Stigefeld's company called One Performance, which was a pass-through company for sponsor funds because Sepang International Circuit and Petronas are state-owned and need a pass-through company in Europe. And after Petronas went away and SRT folded, One Performance wanted to treat Razali as a new customer. Razali said, "They wanted to treat me like a new customer, but it was clear that the money came from our sponsors." It is also believed that Stigefeld even tried to run the team alone in the future and take over the leasing contracts with Yamaha, but Razali won that battle. Razali said, "Dorna had given me 2 places after 2018, so the 2 valuable MotoGP slots belonged to me." Razali's mistake number 1 was actually 1 year ago in June 2020. Razali said, "If I'm honest, I shouldn't have taken Valentino. There was always the assumption that we had no choice but to sign Valentino for 2021. But no, there was no pressure from Yamaha." Razali explains, "Personally, I was skeptical until Valentino finished 3rd alongside Fabio and Maverick at the 2nd Jerez GP in July 2020. When I stood on the podium next to these 3 riders, it went through my head. Okay, maybe the guy can still do it. So we decided to sign with him. But as we know now, Rossi fell ill, and even though he recovered from the illness, his performance didn't. And although all throughout 2021, Rossi was going faster than he has ever gone before around these tracks, the competition had simply taken a step ahead and the doctor simply couldn't keep up." After taking part in the last 5 races of 2021 on a second-hand Yamaha, Andrea Dovizioso got the first taste of the bike which won the championship. Comparing his old 2019 spec M1 to Fabio's 2021 M1, Andrea said, "On the braking is the biggest change. You are able to brake harder because the front of the bike accepts more energy, and also the engine has some updates, so it is pushing more. The DNA of the bike is very similar. You have to change a bit the electronics because the engine is a bit different, but overall you have to ride it in a similar way." But what Andrea knows the best is how to ride a Ducati, and for that reason, riding the Yamaha is still not coming instinctively to him. He is having to constantly think about what he is doing on the bike. Andrea continues, "I think Fabio has a special feeling with this bike. He is able to ride it in a really good way. But still I am in a situation where I can be quite fast, but it is not instinctive. I have to study and watch the data a lot, and sometimes I have to stop, check again, and think again about what I have to do in a different way because it is so different. You can't imagine how tough it is to ride a bike in a completely different way than your normal approach, so it takes time." And after the Jerez test, Joan Mir made it plenty clear that if Suzuki don't appear to be as hungry as him to win, he would certainly leave. It would appear that Suzuki bosses might not have liked it too much. And as a result, although it means almost the same thing, Joan Mir's statement at the EICMA exhibition was much more toned down and positive sounding. Mir said, "It is important to test the market a bit, to see what we can do. I really trust Suzuki, and I know I haven't said it all here, but in reality, in 2020 we won, and in 2021 we have been fighting for the top positions. I don't know what I will do, but if I see that Suzuki wants the same thing as me, I will surely stay." If you made it till here, let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up. To stay up to date on all things MotoGP, hit that subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell. Here are 2 more videos which you might enjoy. My name is Sankalp and I'll be back with another video very soon.